Now that we've won this beautiful Ferrari 500 TRC, let's check out the bonus series the cars featured in. You'll find the series under Career section, under Pro, so fairly early in your career. And if you go scroll all the way to the last page, there it is, Vintage Track Classics. And it's a 2-car series, as you can see. The series features this Ferrari, and the other one is the Jaguar lightweight E-Type. So let's hop in. Both very fine looking cars. Vintage Track Classics race 2 of the most beautiful race cars from a classic era in sports car racing. Yeah, I don't disagree there. I know, double negative, right? Both very fine looking cars. Yes, indeed. Alright, so I wish they would give us the reward breakdown like they do in limited time series for these career series as well, because right now, you know, you're kind of stuck with each 25% increment reward. That's all you can see. We already know what the total is gonna be. The total payout for this bonus series is 63 gold, my bad. And there are 20 tiers in total with 2 time trials, each one featuring one of the 2 cars. So in order to complete 100%, you will have to own both cars, as it is often the case in these career series and career bonus series. Different from motorsports, where you only need 1 car in the series because they don't have showcase for each car featured in the series. So, and of course there's the showcase, typically 1 or 2 event tiers, right? So, and no PR requirement for showcase events, typically. I don't see why this would be any different, but anyway, that is that. And the PR requirement to complete the whole thing is 23.9. And let's check in real quick just to check out my cars. Of course, if you won this Ferrari through limited time series with minimum PR, that's gonna be 3 upgrades across the board, which means your PR should be 20.8, which is a little lacking compared to what we need, right? And if you're wondering, can you finish this series with then Jaguar? Well, mine is fully upgraded, and when it's maxed out, the PR only goes up to 20.2, so pretty comparable at the moment. And by the way, Jaguar does not have all 7 categories, which is actually kind of nice. There are only 4 categories in this car's upgrade tree, so only 16 upgrades available. Why did they make it more for Ferrari? Who knows? I guess they want you to put more resources into this car, perhaps. Anyway, so let's see. So tier 10 or around tier 10 would be roughly 50% completion, and tier 15 would be about 75% completion. I'm just going on surely based on the number of tiers available in the series. Of course, the way they unlock, each tier unlocks, if you can unlock next tier without having to complete all 3, well, not so much at the beginning, then you can sometimes go beyond, like, you know, PR requirement. You know what I mean? Let's say tier 2 requires a certain PR requirement. You know what? Let's go to the tier 5, because that's most likely going to be around where you're going to get to claim 25% completion, right? Just for this example. And let's say in tier 5, you have certain PR requirement to complete the last cup race. But if tier 6 unlocks with only 2 gold trophies, then you don't necessarily have to meet that PR requirement in tier 5 to race in the Jaguar showcase and the time trial, which all adds to your series completion percentage, right? So that, you know, if that works out that way, then you can kind of go deeper into the series without necessarily meeting every PR requirement for, you know, each completion increment, right? But let's see if that's going to be the case. So I'm not going to actually race in this video. I'm just going to use gold and just unlock real quick, see where we end up. So tier 2, the PR requirement is 4.8, and tier 3 is gonna have a PR requirement of 5.7, and tier 4 we got 6.5, and tier 5 we got tiers PR 7.1. And let's see, I guess I do have to actually win trophies to figure out how many it requires. But let's say you need to complete 5 tiers. Fine. And upon completing tier 5, it'll unlock both of these and the tier, what is it, 8. So for the sake of simplifying, just getting a rough idea of what you need for 25% completion, you're going to need PR 7.1, and that's going to reward you 8 gold. And let's keep on moving forward, shall we? So by completing tier 5-ish, these, as I said, showcase typically don't have any PR requirement, not any different here. So we get a couple of tiers through there, and then tier 8 PR requirements 9.0, and tier 9 we got 9.6, and the next tier, tier 10, is, let's say it's the 50% completion, and PR requirement is now up to 10.2. All right. So far, if you won these cars with limited time series, then you should have enough upgrades to get through all these tiers. And the reason why I said when you complete tier 5, it will most likely unlock tier 6, 7, and 8 is because they don't necessarily assume that you own the car here, the Jaguar. So they essentially allow you to proceed on deeper into the series if you have Ferrari, right? So that's typically the way they organize this game. So it's going on the experience here. And anybody who's been playing for a while, you already probably know this. So anyway, moving on to tier 11, we got PR requirement of 10.9. By the way, 50% completion reward for this series is 12 gold. And moving on, tier 12, PR requirement is 11.6. And then that should unlock this Ferrari showcase, tier 13, and the time trial, tier 14, and tier 15, which has PR requirement of 11.6. So let's flip the coin and say you only own the Jaguar and don't have the Ferrari, if you've been playing once again for a while, this series should open up or should be already available to you, because what's required? Classic American Muscle. That's I think the last big box career series in the pro section. This series, bonus series, is featured in. So you need 30 trophies to unlock this bonus series. So I'm assuming that you guys most likely have it unlocked. Or if you, I don't know, if you buy Jaguar, this series would unlock automatically. I think you might need I think Ferrari unlocks this series, not Jaguar, because Jaguar actually has its own series early in the, once again, pro section. So, yeah, like certain cars, when you win them, it unlocks multiple, or when you buy them, they unlock multiple bonus series that the car is featured in, but that's not always, it's kind of hit and miss in that department. So anyway, tier 15 is most likely going to be kind of a 75% completion tier, dividing just 20 into quarters, right? And it's got PR requirement of 11.6. So let's see, and the 75% completion reward is going to be 17 gold. So that is total of 37 gold up till basically by completing 75%. And if you have let's focus on Ferrari, just because that's the car that's currently featured in limited time series, right? The chances are your PR is going to be like 20.8, because that's what's required to win this car, win the Ferrari 500 TRC, which means you can get through tier 16. Only thing that you would have to skip if you don't own Jaguar is these two tiers, 6 and 7, the showcase and time trial featuring Jag. So, right now you're cruising right through tier 16. We got PR requirement up 16. Let's continue on. Tier 17. PR requirements 18.4. Next tier, tier 18. Now we're up to tier 20.5. And remember, to have won this car, your PR should be at 20.8. Now, Jaguar can't quite compete here. And, yep, not so lucky when you don't have PR quite high enough. Yes, even when your integers and no decimal points are the same, at least for me, it doesn't work for me. So anyway, you can get through tier 18, and it will most likely unlock tier 19. And now that's where the PR requirement goes up to 22.5. So obviously, you're going to have to start upgrading the Ferrari 500 TRC, and 22.5, 21.6, 21.7. Except for engine, everything else is a dead-end upgrade, aren't they? So, and that's 60 gold for engine upgrade. The others are, none of them are cheap enough to be combined to be under 60, right? Yep, don't leave quite yet. So, let's try upgrading engine, and that should unlock the next tier, racing dollar upgrade. So it's like getting 2 upgrades for the cost of 60 gold, unlike the other categories, right? Let's see where that lands us. Yeah, look at that. Maxing out engine, which, by the way, last tier engine upgrade has 18-hour racing dollar upgrade there, 488,300 racing dollars. So you know, that's not terribly expensive, but it does take 18 hours. And that does bring the PR up to exactly 22.5 to get through the, that's a second to last tier, isn't it? Yeah. And then finally, last tier does have a PR requirement of 23.9. So the last, since the total gold reward for the series is 63, and we've already collected what, some 37, right? So the final 25% will give us remaining 26 gold. So yeah, I mean, you have to spend more in upgrades, right? So if you are trying to accumulate gold and not in a hurry to complete your career, then I would say wait on the upgrades. But for the purpose of this video, let's see how we can bring this car's PR up to 23.9. Right. Just in case, you never know. In case they let us in for this last cup race, right? All right, so far we've spent 60 extra gold on engine upgrade to max that out to bring the PR up to 22.5. Remaining categories. Brakes usually the cheapest. 40 gold, but it brings our PR not quite high enough, does it? 23.1. 23.2 for 48. And tires and wheels. Body's usually cheap. 46. And it does have a nice boost, 23.2. And this one even has higher boost on PR here, 23.4. So, well, in case this doesn't work out in terms of, because I'll have to do a cloud restore, but for our purpose, so the final PR requirement is 23.9. And let's go with the cheapest route and basically put, let's see, how many PR points do we need? 1.4 more. This is not always point per point equivalent, but body gives us, what, 0.7 PR boost, which means we need another 0.7. And brakes don't give us quite as much, so let's see, tires and wheels does, so that's 48. Is there one that gives us like extra, and that's going to be cheaper? So one combination that we can go with, so suspension and drivetrain are higher PR boost categories, you can see. 55 for drivetrain, 50 for suspension, and they are, drivetrain gives us 0.9 PR boost, and suspension gives us 0.8 PR boost. We'll see if it actually ends up being like point per point. But what's the cost? 55 and 50. That's a total cost of 105. Right. Cheapest one. Brakes. 40 gold. And let's see, that's 0.6. So if it's point per point, that means we can go with brakes and suspension possibly, which is going to be 90 gold. So it's slightly cheaper than going with drivetrain. How about tires and wheels? Oh yeah, let's try 48 and 46. So that's 94, right? 94 gold if we decide to go with the 0.7 times 2 PR boost categories. So I have a feeling maybe suspension, we can go with suspension and brakes. That'll give us the cheapest route to meeting the PR requirement possibly. Let's see if it works out. So suspension is gonna be, yep, 50. So that is probably gonna be the cheapest way to upgrade your car to meet the PR requirements. So body doesn't quite pull it off, and I have a feeling, oh, or you can go with the tires and wheels. Look at that. So that is a combination that I didn't check. So I think that is going to be your cheapest route to meet the PR requirement for completing this series. So although body is cheaper by 2 gold than tires and wheels, it's only off by 2, and it doesn't meet the PR requirement. More importantly, versus if you upgrade tires and wheels, yeah, you can get there for extra 48, right? So that's brakes were 40 gold, right? So 40, 48, so that's 88. And then what else did we get? We got engine for 60. So that is a total extra cost of 148 to complete this series all the way through. So there you go. And this would be the final upgrade scheme for completing this series. Max out engine. You can leave drivetrain, body, and suspension alone the way you won the car through the limited time series, meaning 3 upgrades there. And then max out the remaining. Well, I guess you already have exhaust maxed out, but basically max out brakes and tires and wheels. So there you go. That's how you would finish this bonus series. So hopefully you guys found this video information useful in planning out your game strategy. So good luck, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, take care, guys.